Hi, everybody. This is Christine Bertram coming to you live from the Hive in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Woohoo! It's 6 p.m. Well, actually, it's 6:01 p.m. I was sitting here twiddling my thumbs waiting to go live at 6 and realized that I didn't have everything situated in like the title and all that in the live. So I had to do that really quick. So I am a minute tardy. All right, guys. We're going to be stamping lots of cards tonight, like 6 cards. So, I found myself right away. Life is good. So we're going to do 6 cards tonight because I have the 4 for the Love You Always card class, which was what is slated for tonight. But I have a bonus for you guys. I had 1 set of kits extra from my Valentine's Day bingo, and it's needed to get put together. And I thought, well, instead of me sitting here by myself putting it together, why don't I put it together with you guys tonight? So, yeah. All right. So, hi, Sherry Martin. Woohoo! You're the first one that says you're watching. Hi, Aunt Marge. Hi, Sue. So, hi, Karen. We had a snowy day today. It started really coming down around noon, and we had those big chunky monkey flakes that were thick. And I don't know. Karen, how much did we get? Probably like 2 or 3 inches. I can't tell you because I didn't go outside at all. Well, I shouldn't say that. Hi, Melanie. I did walk 2 feet out of my door to get the box from Stampin' Up! That came today. So, hi, Sandy Fisher from California. Faye, you're watching. I thought you told me that you had a meeting tonight, your team meeting, and that you would be a little late. So, hi, Sarah. Hi, Melanie. So, oh man, we got a few things to go over before we get working on the cards. Hi, Mary Carls. Hi, Sue Thomas. So, thanks for sharing, everybody. I love it when you guys comment that you share and that you are telling me where you're from. I love it because people that used to live in a state or a city then see that somebody else is there and then you guys are connecting. I love it. So, hi, Latokia. So, hey, Brenda. Hi, Francie Freeberg. She's actually here tonight and not out to dinner. You go, girl. So we have 6 cards. I was just saying we're going to put 6 cards together in a little bit. But I want to do a couple of announcements and tell you a little bit what's going on. Thanks for sharing, Mary. So, first of all, Sherry Martin, congratulations. You are the newest Be Happy Stamper. And on my team, Sherry signed up a couple days ago, and I have to always spoil the little bit of surprise because I always give a little gift to people when they sign up on my team. This packing can come off of here. It's just craft paper, but this is Stampin' Up! Statement of the Heart, and it says, to love what we do and share what we love as we help others enjoy creativity and worthwhile accomplishments. In this, we make a difference. And that is the Stampin' Up! Statement of the Heart, and I love that statement. And this is actually a magnet, Sherry, and I'm going to be popping this in the mail to you so you can put it on your refrigerator. So wonderful. So Sherry also took advantage of, right now is the best, I would have to say it's one of the best times to sign up to become a discount shopper or to be somebody as crazy as me. Really, the sky's the limit. You can go either end of the spectrum, and you get 5 packs of paper when you sign up right now, plus $125 for $99. So hi, Kathy. Hi, Judy. Hi, Sue. Hi, Carol. Carol, thank you for your beautiful card. I'm so excited that you didn't write it. I love it when you girls send me cards and don't write in them because I can reuse them. Nothing makes me feel better than sending out a card knowing that it will get used again, repurposed, and when I don't sign in my cards are a gift to you. Just like when you guys send me cards, they're a gift as well. And I really appreciate that. And I also love it when you write in them too. So Kathy King, you always write nice love notes. I call them love notes. I love it. So hi, Deb Norman. Awesome, awesome. Hi, Vicki. So just a note, if now is a good time, if you guys have any questions about what it's to be a discount shopper or to be on the Be Happy Stampers and what benefits you get, you just have to reach out to me. I will be very happy to tell you. Hi, Arliss. I know Sherry is a relative and she found out about me through you. So you rock the party. Thanks, Arliss. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Danny. Danny, you are such a lucky lady. I don't know if you guys watched the sale-a-bration drawing last night for board number 4. But Danny was the winner of the next drawing. She won a $25 gift certificate with me. Hi, Anna. Hi, Susan. And you guys are not going to believe it, but So that board was full as of yesterday, and I was waiting to add more names to it, and I had a couple large orders last night, and we filled up another board between like 5 orders that I got in the last 24 hours, I would say. So you guys, the board is full, and we're gonna do another drawing. And we're gonna do it live today, so I'm so happy you're watching, Kay. You're funny. Hi, Judy. So we have had 4 winners of $25 gift certificates. Every time you place a $50 order with me, you get your name on the board. So like Sue Wagner, I'm not sure if you're watching, you got your name on this board, you'll get your name on the next board. And Linda, you placed the order, so I put your name on there. So just know that I may not be asking you for what numbers you want, but I am putting your name on the board. So that's good. Oh gosh. So you guys, I sent the newsletter out today, last night, somewhere in the middle. And I was reading over last month's and I'm like, oh, I had a New Year's resolution. Oops. So what was my New Year's resolution? Does anybody remember what it was? It's probably the most obvious one. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Gail. It's like everybody says, oh, I'm going to get healthier with the new year, and I'm going to do some working out, and I'm going to eat healthier. Well, mine was to do more working out or something along those lines. So you guys are going to laugh. But as of the first, when I started to work on the newsletter, I'm like, oh, I have to do something. What do I need to do? Okay, so I started doing push-ups. I did 10 push-ups on the first. I did 10 yesterday, and I got to like 20 minutes, and I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't do my push-ups today. So I did 10 push-ups. You know, they're like girl style, where you put your knees, and they're not full-blown like guy ones where you're on your tippy toes. This girl doesn't do that. So I did push-ups 3 days in a row. You guys should be proud of me. I'm so glad you read the newsletter, Danny. So yes, the newsletter got published. I had scheduled it on Facebook to go live this morning at 7, but then I sent it out via email to everybody that's in my email group over my lunch hour from work. So hi, Carissa. So if you guys aren't getting emails from, oh, thanks, Danny. If you guys aren't getting emails from me and you want to be in my email group where I tell you about upcoming classes or sales or anything Stampin' Up related, you got to let me know so I can add you to it. So Marisha's here from Big Pine Key, Florida. So Big Pine Key, I've driven down to Key West, Florida many times when I lived down in Miami, and so I know where Big Pine Key is. I love it. Yes, good for me, Bobby. Oh my God. Okay, I could feel it, you guys. I did 10 push-ups, and I could feel it like in this area right here, like the next day. I'm like, whew, I'm not so good shape. I need to work on that. So, okay. So the newsletter's there, you guys. I always have a hidden question in there, and I make it sneaky as possible. So there's other questions in there like, oh, isn't that great? Or wouldn't that be fun? Or like general like questions. Hi, Julie. But I always have a question there that says to be entered into the drawing for a prize, and my prize is a $10 gift certificate. So for the December newsletter, Ruth Miller won that gift certificate, and she cashed that in just a couple weeks ago. So I always wait till the end of the month, and if you let me know what your answer is, then I put your name in for the drawing. So I've had a couple people, well, more than a couple, probably a handful, reach out to me with their answers. So I'm so excited. I can't tell you what their answers are because that would give away the question, right? So, all right. So you guys, I had a little bit of sadness today, and I got over it really fast because I thought about all of you that watch me. And I tried to put this away, but you know what? I've been going through doing lives with you guys for about a year. I started March 23rd, and it's already February, so in about a month and a half or so, it'll be a full year. And I made it almost the entire year, hi Carolee, without like a negative comment. I love constructive criticism. There's always a polite way to tell somebody like a piece of advice or how to like change something, or, you know, it's called constructive criticism. It's all about how you say it. Well, somebody told me something today, and I'm like, okay, all right. And it was about my bow maker video, you guys. Kelly and I worked our butts off to get that bow maker video for you, and it was too long. And there was not good content in it. And I'm like, well, that's weird, because about 40 people reached out to me, or 50 people, and said, that was a really good video. I learned stuff from it. And I'm like, well, this one person has to be wrong, right? So, oh my gosh, I just have to say, when you guys like say thank you and that you're appreciative, it makes so much, happiness in me, because my number one goal always is to make you guys happy and to spread sunshine and love and joy. And I'm always open for like positive construction and like criticism, but there's always a way to say it politely, I think. So all of you guys, thank you for always saying such nice positive things. It really makes me feel so good that I am bringing sunshine and happiness to you guys. So I will not take it personally, Melissa, not at all. It just threw me off. I was like, well, really? It makes you kind of second guess things for like a microsecond, and then I think about all of you, and then I don't think about it anymore. But I just was like, wow, that really threw me for a loop today, guys. I was like, yeah, it was a 17-minute tip Tuesday, but I really did a lot to make that bow maker video. So yes, all you guys love the bow maker. Well, I should say everybody but one person loved the bow maker video. And I promise you, not every tip Tuesday is 17 minutes long. I helped Kelly do another tip Tuesday for next week Tuesday, and I think it was only 2 minutes. So yeah. But now you guys always have the access to that video in the video section of the Cards by Christine Facebook page, and I also put it out in my YouTube channel. So you guys, if you ever need to know how to make a bow, I'm sure there's lots of other bow maker videos out there, but I don't know if they show you the double bunny ears, the triple bunny ears, and all the tying and all that good stuff. So anyways, enough on that. So yeah, I have a confession to make on the scavenger hunt. So I generally wait till the last day of the month to get them. And then I take all of them and I grade them all at once. I don't grade them throughout the month because it would take time. I just like to do them all at once. And so you guys, like the 31st was Saturday, and then the 1st happened and I was gone, like, because I was gone for the weekend, and then I forgot. And so I do not have the winner of the scavenger hunt for tonight. So I will promise you that I'm going to show you some ice cream cone cards for the ice cream class that's coming up. And I will, when I go live to show you guys all those cards collectively, I will announce the scavenger hunt winner at that time. And the scavenger hunt winner gets a $20 gift certificate with me, unless there's a tie, then we split it. So yeah, so the scavenger hunt, sorry guys, life happened. So, and then I forgot about it, and that happens too. I gotta write things down. Hi, Yvette. I know, right? It must have been so much suspense. So, okay. So tip Tuesday was the bow maker. Technique Thursday. Oh my gosh, did you guys see what Kelly did for Technique Thursday today? Okay, let me flip this down. This was the card that she made. Wasn't that gorgeous? And she left it here for me to show you again. In case you guys did not see the video, it's live in the Cards by Christine video section now. She fussy cut all these little flowers, and the whole technique was this, I don't know what she called it, an inverted label. There was so many ideas about embossing this layer right here, and I definitely agree. Thanks everybody, you guys are so awesome with all the comments. I'm seeing them come through. Yeah, you love the video, I love it. So yes, this would be a great, because this is kind of plain up here. You could definitely emboss this, but yeah, she did a great job with the Technique Thursday. She just does an amazing job. So Kelly loves helping me do all these. I mean, it's just, isn't it nice to be able to craft and get to do that? So, oh yes. Okay. So let's see here. I got just a few more things that I want to tell you guys before we get ready for class. I happened to go back and I was working on the drawing for the 2 cards I'm going to give away for the paper pumpkin last week. And somebody asked in the comment section, how do they sign up for classes? And one of the things I always try to tell you is I don't always catch comments unless I'm live with you guys right now. And I try to answer everything right away. But if you ever have any questions or need to know what classes are coming up, or if you want my schedule, the best way to do it is always to send me an email. Like email, and when you have the cameras down, you guys can see my email address. So always just email. And then I can respond to you via email. And then it's like a two-way communication. I don't always catch every comment that comes through there. So yeah, so that was one thing I just wanted to tell everybody. And the other thing too is when you want to sign up to get kits for my classes, it's always best when we get close to the end of the sign up is to check with me. So when for Fun Folds is closed, I had to go out in the website and I marked that registration is full, and I took off the option for you guys to be able to buy kits. I ran out yesterday, like at maybe 5 o'clock. It was the last kit. And when I forecasted for when I was making these cards, I over forecasted by 10 or 12 or something like that. And they went away. And I don't go back and make 1 or 2 more kits. So once they're gone, they're gone. And I try to get it kind of in my head, like how many I need to make it through till sign up. So basically, if you guys get close to the end of a sign up, always check with me before sending payment for a class. Just say, hey, do you have any kits? And I'll tell you if I do or don't. And so I've had to say no to a couple people. So always, as soon as you think you want to do a class, sign up for it. So, oh yes. Okay, I gotta show you guys some cards here too real quick. Look at this one. So Lila Erickson made me this card, feeling cooped up, and then she used all the chickens. I love what she did, guys. Look at this. These are the holiday rhinestones, and there's yellow ones in there. And she made it look like the chicken was pecking at the little gems, which were the the little bits of corn. So that was one. And then this one too. This one, Faye, you're watching. This one came from Faye, and I love it. She used one of my little notepads here. Okay, so let me show you. This is using there. Now you can see it. That is that embossing folder with the sand and the sea. And she put Stella all over it. Very pretty card. And I know, like this, it doesn't look like there's much there, but when you get the angle on it, you can really see the detail of the embossing folder. So yay! And I can send both these cards out. I'll make it. So, and then tonight, later, what we're going to do is I'll be announcing the winners of these cards right here, so that you know that's coming up. Let's get them over here. Okay, then real quick too, I just wanted to tell you guys, some of you who got your Love You Always kits in the mail, you got something that looked like this. And I know, Danny, you got yours figured out. Hi, Stacy Burns. You guys got these with chocolates, and your box just needs to get put together. But this was from the catalog launch party that I had. It was the sale-a-bration cards we made in the beginning of January, or I should say middle of January. So some of you who attended that, I didn't remember to send these boxes with your kits for sale-a-bration, and you signed up for this class, and so I was able to send them along. So just know that that's what that looks like for when you put it together. And then this is what we've got coming up next week. Again, you guys, this is full though. This is for the fun folds next week. So I do included with the kits that you guys get for class, you also get a PDF tutorial, measurements, instructions, and the supply list. And so this is what you guys can plan for next Thursday. We're gonna put those 4 together. Kits are sold out, okay? So don't try to send me money or I will either send it back or give it to you for the next class. But this, guys, is the one after that. I think I made 15 extra of this one, and I really I need some people to sign up. Hi, Kathy King. Hi, Diane. I know it's odd because I know not a lot of people are into the cowboy rodeo, but think about the guys in your life. I know this. I don't do a lot of manly man cards. And so these 2 cards here could be used for the manly men in your life. The chicken is just adorable, and lots of different techniques, or not techniques, but different layers to this with background stamps and then subtle embossing folder and die cutting and coloring in your balloons. So in this one, really, hi, Mary Ellen. So, oh, you're very welcome, Faye. And this one has lots of die cutting, and I do all the die cutting for you. If you're wondering, here's the succulents too. If you're ever wondering, like what comes, hang on. If you're ever wondering, people ask me, well, what do your kits look like? What do they come? So this is a set of kits. This is the 3 cards that you'll get for this class right here. So when you open it up, you have everything. I die cut the piece, and I also give you a big piece in case you want to stamp it yourself and then die cut it. But I die cut the happy birthday. Your little bow is made for you. I made that up, and then all your die cutting is done. I've embossed the piece here for you. Everything's in here. The only thing I can't do is I don't do the stamping. I can't stamp. It's against Stampin' Up! Policy to do stamping. So that would be a kit. And then, like for this one, is your succulents. I make your little bows for you, and you get all your little any kind of embellishments. The thing that you would have to do is your stamping. So everything's in here for you to make that card. And so when we go live, then you pull out your kits, and you could do your stamping ahead. But look at this one, guys. I went crazy on this. You got your little fence, you got your little windmill, you got these little baby clouds. So everything is in your kit for you that all you have to do is stamp and assemble. And so that's what my kits contain, is the 3 cards And sometimes like tonight it's 4 cards. And so I have lots of room left for this, you guys. Hi, Jean Benson. Hi, Ruth Miller. So if you guys want to sign up for this, I would recommend doing it now. It will fill up and then they'll be gone and then you'll be sad. And I don't like it when people are sad. So there's that. All right, so let's get that back where it's supposed to be so I don't misplace somebody's cards. And then one more thing, and then we're going to make some cards. So I want to show you hot off the press. So after that monthly class is a paper pumpkin night, and then there is, hi Linda Hodge, hi Mo. The cowboy card is awesome, right? So then I have my ice cream corner class, and so I've got to put some embellishments on here yet. I ran out of time for doing that, but I'll put some bling on here. Hi. So there we go, got happy birthday. It's a shaker card, guys. How often do I do shaker cards? Not very often. But, and I did it wrong too, and I had to redo it. I had to recut one of these pieces. So you guys, I know not everybody's in love with the ice cream cards or like the ice cream set, but think of kids or think of adults, like anybody who loves ice cream or like a fun birthday card. So this is a shaker card, and so you'll get everything. All you have to do is stamp your sentiment there. So perfect, right? This in the inside, those are actually punched out pieces from designer paper, so you will get them. This one too, look, okay, and I promise the other 2 cards will not have any purple, like, main theme. You guys, I love purple. But look at a fun fold, okay? A Z fold. And if you think next week's the only fun folds I do, I actually like to do different types of technique cards in the classes, like the sweet classes or the bundle classes. So I got to add some pearls on here. But yes, this is another card that we're going to be doing. I think it's March 4th, and it's part of the ice cream class, okay? So the other 2 cards are going to be greenish and then the coral color. So, all right. So on that note, we got through all of that, and what we're going to do is we're going to make the 6 cards, and then we're going to do the drawing for that. We're going to do the top fan drawing live, and we'll make some announcements of who won other things. There was a bunch of winners in the newsletter. So, okay. Hi, Angela. Hi, Brandon. You're such a sweetheart. Brandon, oh my gosh. Let's check the purple chamois. Oh, there's a little bit of moisture in there. Brandon likes to see when I clean my stamps. So I try to do that as much as possible when he's watching. So, oh, when I look at one of these. Yes, Yvette. Super cute. I know. Those ice cream cones are so cute. So I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of random colors put together in the ice cream DSP or the designer paper. There's coral and there's purple and there's green and there's blue. And when you try to put all those colors together on a card, they don't look so hot. I'm sorry. That's just my personal opinion. But hi, Debbie Peters. Happy snow day to you. But when you can divide them up and put complementary colors with them, I think they look fabulous. So that's my goal with the ice cream cards, is to show you some really rockin' cards and then you want to do the class with me, right? So, okay. All right. We'll flip this down. So, are you guys ready? All right. Roll call real quick too. You guys, look at this. Amazing. We had Meg, Danny, Sandy, Mo, Stacy, Kathy, Bobby, Ellen, Mary, Faye, Kathy, Kay, Deb, Jean, Lisa, Karen, Leslie, Susan, Angela, Bonnie, Dawn, Wendy, Lila, Deanne, Mary, Pam, Michelle, Jill, Kathy, Jean, Latokia, Christy, Melanie, April, Karen, and Marilyn all joined me live for this class. My biggest Fun Folds class ever. 56 kits is what I made. Beautiful, beautiful cards that we're going to make tonight. I'm so happy. Wait, I just said this all wrong. Ha ha. That's Fun Folds. Okay, so that was for next week. This week, we had Leslie, Sandy, Danny, Kay, Brianna, Kathy, Lori, Marge. Marge was like, where's my name? Anne, Angela, Bonnie, Pat, Anna, Bobby, Lori, Colleen, Sherry, Judy, Tammy, Stacy, Faye, Latokia, and Barb. Lots of names repeating. That's awesome. You guys love my classes, but that Fun Folds, you guys saw how many people I read on that first one? It's full. I have no kits left, and I should have made 4 more, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's how it works. So these are the 2 bonus cards we're gonna make at the end of tonight. These are what I did for the Valentine's Day bingo a couple weeks ago. That was just an in-person bingo. Not just it was an in-person only class that I did, and I had the extra kit. But these are what we're gonna do tonight. Wowzers, right? so many people. I had, I think, 50 of these or 48 kits of these that were made. It was a lot. Hi, Hillary. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so we're going to start with that one. All right, so that one's the first one we're going to work on tonight. And let's grab my kits here. I'll grab that one out. So when I go through my kits, I have some stuff done ahead so that it saves a little time by the magic of TV. I do stamp ahead some of my things, and then it doesn't take quite as long. But this is the, oh gosh, you guys. Let's just set this over here. You guys are like, that doesn't look right. It was this one. Okay, let's get back on track here. All right, so this is the one that we're going to work on first, I think. Yep, okay, good. So this is a suite or bundle class. The focus was Love You Always stamp set and the bundles, and they were found on right in the beginning of the catalog, actually. So it's called a super suite because you have 2 bundles. And I tried to do 2 cards featuring, you're right, Ray. I mean, Karen, you're really right. You guys figured that out before me, probably. So it's got 2, and I tried to make 2 cards with this and 2 cards with this, and there's a little overlap. Using the ribbon, the heart charms, the black dots, this foil specialty paper. Yes, Danny, I had coffee like an hour ago. I finished up the rest of what was in my cup, and I have a little energy, you guys. So foil sheets here, and then the True Love designer paper. When you flip it over, then it shows the stamp sets and the bundles in bigger pictures. Okay, so this is Rococo Rose. Danny, you really called me out on that. That was funny. 8.5 by 5.5, and your kit is scored. The card is scored at 4 1/4. Grab your bone folder and definitely burnish the edges with that. And then you have 2 mats that are in your kit. They're both 4 by 5 1/4. And one is the basic white, and one is, and it's truly Whisper White, but it looks just like basic white. I'm still using up my stockpile of Whisper White. And this is Sahara Sand. And your white piece is completely blank, but I used Rococo Rose ink on here. And the Rococo Rose ink is an in color. It will be retiring on May 3rd or so. It's been around for almost 2 years, and you guys, if you're falling in love with any of the ink colors that are going out, you do not want to wait till May 3rd to get them. They will start to disappear about 2 months early, so sometime in March, I'm guessing, like the refills will start to go away, and I mentioned that in the newsletter, so just be cognizant of the ink colors if you want any of them. So what I did is I stamped the little flower down in the corner. Now, if you don't have this flower, use anything. I always like to decorate the bottom. And then the happy anniversary comes from that set here too. So happy anniversary is in here. Be my Valentine. Here's to another year of happily. There's some pretty sentiments in here. And this is the die set that goes. And so that first kit that I pulled out, that's where this die comes from, right there. The flowers come and all the leaves come in this set. So that's where that came from. And so what you can do is after you've stamped your sentiment, and what I've got here is, I must have did a happy anniversary. So let's see if I have something that goes with it. I don't know if I stamped here. Oh yeah, here. Here's to another year of happily ever after. That's what we're gonna put on the little guy right here. So grab your adhesive, and once you're ready, you can go ahead. Yes, I'm gonna miss Rococo Rose too, Karen. I think that Pretty Peacock, though, will be more missed. I think that is, I love Pretty Peacock. Pretty Peacock, Rococo Rose, and then the Seaside Spray. That's the order. I love those colors. I could take or leave Terracotta Tile. It has a purpose every now and then. So your Sahara Sand. So if you're wondering where the embossing came for that, there is in the back of the book. Yes, Zal, they are. Every 2 years they come out with 5 new ink colors. And so these 5 are being, hi Ellen, these 5 are being rotated out, and then there's 5 new ones that are gonna come in. So when you go into the catalog, if you go to the color section, right where the stamps end, there's, these 5 are new, these are the old ones. So they're gonna be retiring these, and then these will move over and they'll bring out 5 new ones right there. So, and we'll see what those new colors are in April, I think. Okay, but going to embossing folders, so if you go to the back of the book here, I don't know if you look at this, but there's a double pair, and they're skinny and thin. and you use 2 clear plates with them, and this is one of them, and I've actually cut it in half because I did this maybe 6 months ago to make a different card. So this is actually on the top side as well, and you have these lines coming down, or this foliage coming down. I took my kitchen shears, I honestly did, my kitchen shears is really sharp, and I just cut this off. Hi, Kendra. So I cut that at a diagonal because I didn't want to have embossing up here, and I bought myself another set. I used packaging tape to tape it together, and what I did to emboss your cards is I just put this on the bottom half. Now it creates a little micro line here from the top of the embossing folder, but that gets covered up, primarily covered up with this little label, so I wasn't too worried about having a little line on there for you guys, but that's what I did. It's my makeshift embossing folder that just does the bottom. So the other part of that embossing folder would make it look like that, so it puts the foliage coming down and going up. So that's that one. And then this is some of the foil specialty paper, and it will go right on the side here like that. I think it's about 1.5 inches, maybe it's 2. Let's see here. For you guys that are doing the class with me, it's 2 inches. I did email out the PDF tutorial to you on Monday, so you have all the measurements and pictures and supplies and instructions in that tutorial, so that you can always follow along that too. Let's see here. Yep, just like this. So now the DSP, I always try to get like the top and the sides good, and then if there's any little bit of overhang, just take it and you can use your scissors to trim that off. And I don't think there's much because I did those pretty spot on. All right, then there's no reason why we can't glue this one down next. And sometimes when there's embossing on the back, I put a little bit more glue back there. Hi, Tammy. And then that will go right on the Rococo Rose card front, or the base. Then you have a label here. So that label, you guys, you probably have seen me use that quite a bit. That's the Tasteful Labels dies, and that's where this one came out of, and that's where this white one came out of. So I've already die cut those 2 pieces for you. So that's gonna go here, and then we have to stamp our sentiment there. Now, I gave you, this is really hard when I do online classes, like for you guys, for your deco kits. I do not know if you have the stamps or the dies or what you use. And so I will give you 3, like in this case, I gave you 3 die cut flowers, and they're just white. So they look like this. Wow, that's a scrap actually. So they look white. So if you have this, it's a photopolymer stamp. So you could, in essence, hover over the top of it and stamp it, and it would look good. If you don't have the die. If you don't have these stamps, then you have 2 options. You could draw your flower in if you wanted, or I gave you a scrap piece of white. I don't remember what size it was, but it was big enough to fit the 3 flowers. And if you don't have the stamp and you don't have those dies, then you could stamp whatever flowers you have, or use that white piece of paper to make your own, make your card a little bit different. So this right here, then we need to stamp. And so let's go ahead and get that sentiment. So we're gonna make this an anniversary card. So in here it says, let's see here. Oh, yep, here's to another year of happily ever after. And that's right here. And we're gonna stamp that. Let's see if it fits on this black. Oh, it's just a little not. We're gonna go for a bigger block, guys. So having the right size block for your stamp is always a good idea. You don't want it to be overhanging, and you don't want it to be too big where there's a lot of block showing. So let's get our piercing mat, and these are photopolymer stamps. So I know that sometimes when you're a beginner and you don't know what's going on or what stamps are, photopolymer is the clear rubber, and then red rubber stamps look like this, and you can't completely see through them. But I love photopolymer stamps because you can ink the stamp up like this, and then you can pretty much see that there's ink on there, and then when you hover over your paper, you can line it up exactly where you want it, and you can see where it's stamping, and you can pretty much get it straight a lot of the time. That's always a good thing. And then when you're using photopolymer, there's no foam, so that's why it's nice to have the foam underneath, where when you use a red rubber stamp, it has foam right on the stamp itself. Okay, so we need to grab a scratch paper, because one of the things I always do is stamp off to get a little of the ink off. And then this is where I make Brandon proud. So this is a chamois, and that's what you use to clean off your stamp. And if it gets dried out, you just reread it. All right. Then I am going to glue this flat onto the Rococo Rose label, just like that. And then you have in your kit 2 pieces of the Blushing Bride metallic ribbon, and it's reversible. Honestly, you guys, if you like this side better, you could put that side up, and some people in class did that, and the other side is the Blushing Bride. Either way works, whatever makes you happy. That's what you gotta go for. But what I did is I took a little piece of Terran tape, which is in essence double-sided tape, and put that on the back of the left bottom corner. So it's on this side. And then I just attached my ribbon so that it was hanging off of it like that, okay? Then what I like to do is take another piece, hi Lisa, and put that over the top, and I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm not going to take the paper off of that. I wanna dimensionalize this, and if I take that paper off, it's gonna make it sticky there, and I don't want it to be sticky there because then my dimensionals will be popped up over on the one side and it'll try to be sticking flat on the other side. So we're gonna leave that. Hi, Carrie Peterson. Okay, so this is gonna go right about here. I'm centering it left to right, and I'm a little bit north of the equator, the middle line. All right, then grab your ribbon scissors. Now you can trim your tails this way or this way, however you picture it. But I would definitely trim them because I probably gave you a little bit more ribbon than you really need. So something like that. And then we have our flowers left. So I have one over on the side here, and one here and one there. So this is where, if you don't have this stamp set and you don't have these dies, you have the option of, I've seen people do it. They draw in, they look at this and they draw it freehand. Some people don't like to do that. Their freehand isn't so good. So that's where you go into your Stampin' Arsenal and you find some flower stamps that you have that you've probably never used. And you bring them out and you use them. Okay, so that guy's gonna go over on the side to round off that corner. And I popped that guy up, but I think I'm gonna leave it flat. Hi, Mary. Hi, Trudy. And that one's gonna go right on the bottom corner here, just like that. Now, the last thing that I did on this one is I added some opal rounds. You guys, I sometimes refer to them as opal pearls. I am mistaken. They're called April. They're called opal rounds, and they are one of the new awesome, oh gosh, girl, you're right. Angela, she called me out, Stella. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Stella some of the, oh yeah. So here's something you can do with Stella. Stella, if you use her to drag over color, she sometimes will spread the color and like fill it in, and sometimes she doesn't. So like reds, she really does. But we're gonna Stella our flowers. Stella is the glitter pen. Thank you so much, Angela. Stella was on a date right then, and I got her off of it really fast. Okay, the other thing you can do if you really like Stella, I won't do it, but you could go over the whole, outer rim of the label, and you could definitely Stella the label. But the opal rounds, they are part of the Sand and Sea suite in the new mini catalog, and there's a smaller and a bigger size. And so I generally, when I do kits for classes, you either get too big and a small or too small and a big, and then it usually offset itself. So I've got here, I'll put a big one over here, and then like that, and then we'll put one more over here. So, the number is odds usually, 3. Mo, you did some freehand, and not too bad from a distance. You're correct. You freehanded that kangaroo, if I'm not mistaken. And I was so happy to see that you did that because it looked good. From the picture, I mean, honestly, when you send cards to people, they don't sit there and criticize your cards. They sit there and admire them because you made them from the heart, right? So there we go. We got a happy anniversary card done, and it's complete. I hope that, kind of simple. All you guys really need is some sentiments and then a little bit of flower action. So boom, we got one done, guys. Okay, we'll go right into the next one, which is the one that I tried to do earlier. Let's see. Oh, I might have to run and go get some pastel pearls because I didn't bring them over here. But this one, let me go grab it. It was from back here. So this one, you guys, I think that I always ask people, like, what's your favorite card? When I ask that question in class, I think this one took the cake. And the snowman and the penguin, you did all of that freehand. So if you guys are curious about what Mo's talking about, I do a class card challenge. So on a monthly basis, if you take one of my classes like this from me and you're a to-go version, you have to stamp your own sentiments yourself. And so sometimes you guys have to get pretty creative. And I know that sometimes that can be overwhelming and you might like set the kits off to the side. Well, my number one goal is to see that your kits get made when you're at home. I don't know if you put the kits together or not. So what I did is I created a monthly challenge that I will give a prize out to one person that their name is drawn for putting the cards together. So Mo, that's where I saw you. Yes, the kangaroo. That was the December class and the January class. You put your cards together using stamps and freehand. Yes, Angela, you're right. There's always an oops on the cards. So this is Blushing Bride mixed with the same ribbon. In this case, I'm going to use this side of the ribbon because I think that really matches really nicely. This is what I was starting to show you guys. Like that's using the foil paper and there's 3 different colors. This is the Blushing Bride and that die cut. Oh my gosh. So I cut out all your dies with the heart here. And so it's this die right here. It was exactly 4 inches by 4 inches. So I could get 3 by 3. I got 9 of those out of one 12 by 12 sheet. So you're going to be putting this together. And then what happens is that die, that heart, I took a smaller piece of white, like just a slightly bigger than this. Thanks for sharing, Carrie. And I die cut out the white heart. So that fits perfectly in the center. All you have to do is stamp something in the middle of the heart. I did hear you are always in my heart. Isn't that ironic? Like it's in the heart. That's why I put that in there. So you are always in my heart. And that comes from that set. And then on the inside, it says, Be My Valentine. And the ink that I used, excuse me, is Crumb Cake. And then this little Dickens here, he was on the floor. This little stamp, the heart stamp comes from that set. It's from right here. And somebody found it on the floor. And I didn't even know I was missing it, but it was on the floor and it caught her eye. She picked it up, she handed it to me the other night. Do you think I can find that tonight? It's nowhere to be found. It's nowhere to be found in any of my stuff. So I have to say a prayer to St. Anthony because I just don't know where it was. And he is the patron saint of lost stuff. And that's what I grew up doing is praying to him when I lose things. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. So I got to find that little thing. I looked all over the floor for it and everything. So that's in Blushing Bride. So you have 2 in your kit, you guys. You have 2 pieces of white. They are identical. They are the same size. They're the 4 by 5 1/4. I did that on purpose so you wouldn't get confused on sizes. So that one's going to go right in the middle. And then this one is your mat for out here. Then you also have another piece of Blushing Bride, which is 3 13/16 by 5 1/16. And so that fits right on there like that. This is another piece of the foil specialty paper. That comes in the Blushing Bride, Rococo Rose, and Sahara Sand. And that is made to fit right on here. And it's like 1.5 inches right there by the 5 1/16. So to get started, we're going to go ahead. So this is only single-sided. It's not double-sided specialty paper. So you don't feel bad gluing the one side. Okay, so then that will just rest. And there's no rhyme or reason to the up and downs of the flowers. So some are going up and some are going down. So I guess it really doesn't matter because they're all about the same symmetrically. So what I do is I line up on the bottom edge and then one side. And then if I need to, I can flip it over and not use my ribbon scissors. Use either my glue or my paper scissors and just trim off that little end. So I do have the ribbon now around this layer. So I know in class I caught up people too late. They had already glued this together, and it looks okay if you put the ribbon around that layer. But what I did is I put it around this pink layer. And so I'm going to create the little bit of a ribbon sandwich with that. In this case, I'm going to pick off the paper so I can hold the piece of paper like this, and I can make sure it's straight, and it's kind of going over the seam of where the DSP ends, and then I can just flip my tails around the back and making sure I keep it as straight as possible. Then what I'll do is, because there's no tape there then, and my glue, I don't like to put glue over the ribbon, I'll put a little bit more tear and tape right there. And then I will put liquid glue everywhere else. So a couple people, you guys, after that bow maker video, 6 bow makers flew out of the bag. So they're gone. But the other thing I still have left, I have a bunch of the glue holders left too. So if you guys are in the market, I have a darker purple and like a cobalt blue. So if you need any of the glue holders and you have like kits going out, or if you don't have kits going out, shipping's not that much. It's usually like $4. So depending on where, shipping matters on weight and where it's going to. And these little glue holders are really, really light. Okay, so that got glued right onto there. Flip it over and you can put this one on. Now you're wondering about, hi April, this little knot bow right there. That's the very last thing, and that's for the other piece. So with your ribbon, you had a longer piece and you had a shorter piece. Make sure your shorter piece is not gonna work to do what we just did here. So then this is gonna go right on your card front for the base, right on the front. Okay, let's go ahead and glue our inside in. So just stamp that. If you've got like a light tan, it's Crumb Cake and Blushing Bride, but if you don't have those colors, then just improvise. Deb, the glue holders are $5, just like the bow makers are. And you have a set of cards going out. If I'm not mistaken, you have Fun Folds cards. And honestly, that will not add anything to the weight. If you want one, it would just be $5. Like the glue holders do not add weight. The bow makers add weight because they're a little bit heavier, but the glue makers, not really. Glue makers, the glue holders. Okay, so now for this. This is my trickery for doing this. Oh, you might have to poke out a couple pieces out of your die here because I do not sit and poke for you guys. Honestly, I make sure they get cut good. And then if there's any bits and parts that need to get poked out, I leave that for you guys to do. The scissors works to do that. You could use a pick tool to do it. That works as well. But make sure you get all of those out. And then what I did for this is there's a couple ways you could do this. You could glue this flat like this and then pop the heart up with dimensionals. You could put the heart flat and then pop this up with dimensionals, or you could pop the whole thing up. And I like to pop the whole thing up, and this is how I did it. I set it upside down and I put the heart right inside the middle, and it fits there like perfectly. It should, because it's the same size. And then what I did is I'm using up the ends, you guys. Don't forget, you can use those ends of the dimensionals. Grab one of these skinny ones, and what you're gonna do is prep it so that the dimensional is half on the heart and half on the frilly foliage part. And wherever they meet, where it's wide enough to fit a dimensional, that's where I'm putting one. So you can see here, I'm working my way around, and I've got 5 spots where it was okay and it fit. Then what I'm gonna do is take some bigger dimensionals. It's gonna be very dimensionally. Then if you wanted to as well, you could cut yourself, like I had a little guy on the end here. That would fit right there. There was another small one you could fit. You can cut your dimensionals to be whatever size you need them to be for your project. So just know, like, it would be fine not to have more out here, but I'm just filling in where I can. So there, now the 2 pieces are connected like that, and we'll peel off the backs and put it right onto the card front, and that's how I assembled that. Ooh, I missed one little guy right there. He almost made it, and I almost missed him. All right, so I hope that helped you guys with figuring this out, that you can use, you basically can make any color heart. you just cut yourself a piece of paper that's slightly smaller for cutting so you don't waste the whole die of it. And then I put this off to the left. I mean, you could choose to put it right in the center. That looks good too. But I put mine a little bit off center, so to the left, and I put that right there. Now, did you notice that I did not put any kind of glue underneath my ribbon here? I generally never do that because what if I ever want to tie a ribbon on there? So here's the trick with this ribbon. So it's two-sided, it's reversible. So in that bow maker video, I showed you how to tie a bow and make both of the ends match the bow. So because I want my brown showing here, I start with the pink side facing up. And it's very important as you tie the knot that you have to twist it just right so that the brown edge shows up. So I've got this crossing like this. And when I put this through, normally you'd have pink showing on one side. You've got pink showing on one side and brown on the other. Well, I don't want that. So what's important, when you tie this bow, you have to twist it while it's inside. So I'm gonna twist this so that it's coming out the other end the right way. Okay, so that pulls through, and now I've got both browns facing up, and then as I tighten them, I'm tightening to the left and to the right so that my ends go up and down, and I've successfully got brown on both sides instead of half pink and half brown. And then what you can do is grab your scissors and just trim that little bit off, and then you can trim that little die off. Okay, there. So now that's a little trickery with using, I mean, a lot of times what people do, they will take a whole piece of ribbon, start it on the back, bring it around, and then tie it like that. Too much ribbon getting wasted, and then also you have no control over how it ties, and it doesn't lay as nice. This way you get it to tie exactly how you want it. So last but not least are the pearls. So these pearls, you guys gotta give me 10 seconds. I couldn't find them, so I get a new pack. These are from the hydrangea suite. And my trick for opening these up, for those that haven't seen this before, I basically trim off one end here, like that. And then I can slide them in and out without having to get hooked on opening the flap all the time. And these, I love it because they're loose in here, so I can just flip that around like that. And so these are the pink pastel pearls that we're using. The hydrangea, there's a dark purple, a bluish, a light purple, and then the pink. And I was like, whoo, these are gonna be perfect for this card. And so you can take your scissors, and that helps to take the pearls and get them off. So we're gonna put one little guy there. So in your kits, you guys all got 3 pearls. So I put one there, and then there's one right next to it there. So press them down good. Sometimes if you don't press them good, they wanna pop off. So you gotta get that glue behind them to secure. So, you guys, isn't it pretty? In person, it's even so much better. I hope that you guys got yours. Like, if you're making them with me, like, if you love this card, put some thumbs ups or your love hearts. So, okay. Yes, Danny, $5. You're right. Okay, so card number 2 is done. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so on to number 3. Ooh, which one do we want to do next? Okay, we're going to do this one. All right, this one was so much fun to make. Oh, so this is where I pulled in the other bundle. So the bundle is called Forever and Always. This is the half-off bundle I gave away to the lucky winner, Tammy Sokolic, for liking and sharing the video in my VIP group. And it's just and then last week too, you guys, for the paper pumpkin, this is where is it? Let's see here. Oh, right here. I used it here. The love right here is die cut. So this bundle is awesome. The always does an outline and the love does an outline, and then the flowers are so pretty. So I'm gonna stamp this flower in the inside so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so there's that. What else? Okay, so in your kit, lots of stuff in this one, guys. Okay, so we got Blushing Bride again. So I did Blushing Bride for 2 of the bases, and I think I did Rococo Rose for the other 2 bases, and pulled in blacks and pinks wherever I could. So you've got your card base, just fold that in half, make your corners neat, really nice, burnish it. Danny wants oh, Deb, you want a glue holder. Okay, yep, thanks for, okay, you guys, here, this is, whoops, I almost fell on my chair. This is my email address that you guys, if you ever have questions or need anything in the middle of a live, you just email me and I'll catch it after the live. Okay, so here's another horizontal card, and you have 2 mats that are the same size again. 4 by 5 1/4. So you have your inside basic white and the outside is basic black. And we're gonna do some stamping on this one. The True Love Designer Series paper. So there's some awesome things you can do with this. Wherever you see white, you can actually add color to it by coloring it with the Stampin' Blends, or you can use the new blending brushes and you can color over that with the blending brush by dipping it in your ink pad. And on one side is flowery pattern, and the other side is all different shapes and lines and different things. So on this one, I've got one piece that goes on the top, one piece, oops, one piece that'll go on the bottom, and then this is a piece that helps with your seam. It covers up the seam, so that'll go right there. And something like that. You also have in your kit 2 pieces that look like this. It's Blushing Bride and Basic White. Now, if you're wondering where those come from, there's a die set. And it's got so many pretty labels in it. It's called Hippo and Friends Dies. And you might overlook it because it's got all the hippos and the little animal here and the butterfly, and there's like a little sheep, I think, or a little lamb. It's kidsy. It's very kidsy, but the dies in it really make the dies amazing. There's 4 of that one. There's 3 of that one, and there's 3 of that one. And so for this card, I used this set. And then for the next card right here, it's this big outline one. Hi, Carol. So I used 3 of the dies from this set. And if you remember, if you watched my paper pumpkin from December, I made a gingerbread house, and I used this die and a couple of these dies with it. So even if you're not into the stamp sets with this one, it's called Hippo and Friends, and it's awesome for labels. And these little things here make little notches, 2 for ribbon to go through. So cool. So that's where these 2 pieces come from. So those are all set, ready for you. Now you have an outline of the love, and then you have the L, and you have the of. So we'll put those together in a second. You should also have one of the heart charms. I don't know why I had 2 in here, but you should have a heart charm. So the heart charms are part of the suite of products. You'll have a scrap of Blushing Bride, and you're like, what is that for? I will show you what that is for. It's basically for that heart. And then you have a piece of the snail mail twine, which is baker's twine, and it's Blushing Bride and Whisper White, and that's gonna go on the card here. So you guys, there's a lot of pieces in your kit for this one. And let's see, to get things situated, let's go ahead and do a little bit of gluing so that we get things put together. So there's no reason why you can't go ahead and put these 2 pieces down onto the black mat. And we'll put that one, so that you should have a little margin around the 2 sides and then the bottom. Try to make it about the same. And then this piece also, there's no rhyme or reason to the flowers on this either. I don't think there's a top or a bottom. The one thing you could do is look at where your roses are situated and knowing that the middle is going to get covered up. So in this case, if I hold my paper like this, those roses won't get covered. These will, those won't. So more of my roses would get covered up on this side, and I like those 2 in the middle, on the top. So looking at your designer paper before you glue it down always is helpful. And making sure it is, like, if there is a direction to it, sometimes I've seen people glue their paper upside down, and that happens. So then this little guy is just about 3/8 of an inch wide. I think that's all. It's not a lot, and it should reach from end to end on the black right here. And if you want to go a little higher or lower, the main thing is just cover up where the paper meets. And you might just check your little white checker, their diamonds. You just want to make sure they're about the same. So I'm just looking at the bottom edge there. Okay, same concept with the twine. I'm going to put a little tape right where the ribbon's going to meet in the back. And then, now you can keep it straight or you could keep it twisted. So it's really up to you. I'm gonna actually untwist mine and get it straight. But it looks kind of cool with it twisted too. But I've got the white on the top and I've got the pink on the bottom for this one. All right, and then grab a little bit more tape and that can come off. And we'll just put that right onto the front of our card base. Just like that. And after this, we're gonna do a little bit of stamping. You guys haven't seen me do much of that yet tonight. So this just gets centered right on there. Oh, the pink with the black is amazing. Okay, now we're gonna do a little stamping. So remember your card's horizontal, so when you're doing your inside here, you wanna keep it horizontal. And we're gonna put a flower here, and we're gonna stamp the "You More" on here. So I'm gonna put the big flower right in the corner here. So don't be afraid when you're stamping to have some of your stuff, like some of the stamp off the edge. That is okay. I see sometimes people like to put the whole image on. Well, then it makes it full. When you sometimes have it partly off, it just rounds the corner off really nicely. So I'm gonna make sure the center is all on, but then you can see here, I've got part of it off. So it looks like the flower's coming out of the corner. Okay, Brandon, don't be mad, but I'm gonna not clean that right now. All right, and then, I don't know what you wanna do in this one. So you guys at home, if you need Valentine's Day cards, you could stamp Happy Valentine's Day in here. There is one good set that is from the annual catalog that has Happy Valentine's Day. And there's also Meant to Be in here just for you. So this card is gonna be a prize for somebody watching. And so I'm gonna leave the inside blank. And then if you at home win this card, you could always stamp something else on the inside. All right, so then this though, we need to stamp "You More." And that guy was right here. So don't fret if your stamp doesn't fit the long way really nicely. Do not be afraid to put your stamp diagonally on the block. It's easier to see diagonally. You just have to learn to hold the stamp more at an angle then. And because it's the photopolymer, you can definitely see through exactly where you're stamping. So we're gonna put that "You More" right on the bottom. He says growl, growl. Well, I'll do them all at once, like when I'm done with the card. How does that sound? So this fits right in the center near the bottom here. We're gonna put right about there. So don't be afraid if you don't like the way you stamp it, not me, you guys can flip it over. You don't have the Winter Creative Escape name tags that got accidentally printed incorrectly on the back side, but you can always flip it over if you don't like the way it stamps. Oh, black and white cards are so amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna make Brandon happy right now. We're gonna clean our 2 stamps that we used for this one. It's always good to clean your stamps right away. Yes, you could definitely do that. Luann, so Luann's saying that the inside of the pink flower here on this card, you could color it, absolutely. If you took your blends and colored that in, it would make it pop a lot and it would be so pretty. So I'm gonna leave that up to the person who wins this card, that if they wanna color it in, they are more than welcome to do that. All right, let's go ahead and glue that in here. So this can go on the inside and then this one can go on our pink. Hi, Linda. And then, yeah, they don't make Blushing Bride blends, but you could get your Blushing Bride ink pad with a Stampin' Blend, not a Stampin' Blend, what are they? They are the, blender pen. So you can color with the blender pen and color that all in with a little yellow inside. It'd be super pretty. Or leave the inside not colored so that it stays more of a black and white with a pink card. So that's gonna go right on here. Yeah, the black with the pink is so pretty. Then this is gonna go right here. So I did pop that up with dimensionals. So the one thing I'm always conscientious of is I've got ribbon here. So I don't want my dimensionals to be hanging over the top of that ribbon because it'll make it kind of rolly. So I'm gonna definitely do one on the top and the bottom. And then what I'm gonna do is, so I don't accidentally put it on my ribbon, I'm kind of guessing where to put it, and I'm gonna put them like that. So we're gonna put 4 dimensionals on the back of this. And then I do have it centered on the card, top to bottom, left to right. In this case, actually, I probably have it a little less. I have this little peak lining up with, well, and this could be a little bit higher, so I'm gonna go with it right here. It's all visual, you guys. When you're putting your cards together at home, look for things that like flow and how they line up. Like this one, this must have been a little higher, so that peak rolled into the ribbon like that. Okay, on to this guy. So if you guys watched me, I talked about sticker sheets during the paper pumpkin video, and I made the L and the of into sticker sheets. Well, for my sample here and for you guys, I didn't do that. So you gotta either use your liquid glue or some sort of your tape runner, and you're just gonna put a little bit of glue on here. Oh my gosh, you guys, Stella. We didn't Stella the last card. Wow, what was there to even Stella on that card? That foil paper was beautiful. So, I don't know if Stella, I know that Bonnie would have found a purpose for Stella on the card. I'll have to take a look at it a little closer. So that L fits right in here, like that. And just clean up any little bit of glue that you have. And then the OVE. So just, you don't have to glue the entire thing. You just put some random spots and that'll be plenty. So the OVE then fits right, how does it go? Right about like that. There, oh, isn't that cool? So the always does the same thing. And you can do mixing and matching of any colors. And then I did pop that up with a couple dimensionals. We'll do here. Oh, you guys, like, I'll leave them there, but this is the perfect time. I should have used the black dimensionals. Sometimes I forget that I even have them, but they have black dimensionals and they make them in the minis and the regular size. And when you use the black dimensionals on this, you wouldn't have seen them from the side. So that's where they come in really handy. But oh well, they were on there and I wasn't gonna pick them off. So that'll go right like that. Okay, it's coming together very nicely. Stella on the inside, yes. So let's see here. Well, on this one, you could definitely do the love. So that could get stellaed, definitely. And sometimes it's easier to do that before it's glued down, but we'll do like that. So there, we got a little Stella on this card. Going back to this one, okay, just to give the hearts a little love, we'll Stella them. There. Stella made her grand appearance on this card. Perfect. Well, here's another thing, you guys. This ribbon is pretty glitzy, but you can still Stella your ribbon as well. So don't forget about that. You could Stella the ribbon and make it a little bit more glistening. Okay, back to this guy. Black dots. Oh man. Oh, there they are. Perfect. I gave you guys, I think, maybe a big black dot and then a small, 2 smalls. And so those, I put 2 there, and then one little guy randomly made it right there. And then we have our heart charm to do last. So you have a scrap of paper. I think yours might be more of a rectangle shape, but what I did is take, oh, I'm getting to the end of my glue dots. I took a glue dot and I rolled it into a little hot dog bun, just like that. So it's really thin and skinny. And then I put that on the edge of my heart, right like that. Okay, and I kind of spread it out so that it became skinny, and it's only on the side. The thing is with glue dots, you don't want the glue dot hanging all over the place and that you can see it. So you kind of like, oh, I don't know if I should say it, but it's like a kid when you're young. You want to be seen but not heard. A glue dot, you want to have it be useful but not seen, right? That's what our glue dot is. So you're going to stretch it out so that it's not going to ooze out the side when you press it down. So what I've done is I've got one there, and I think that should be sufficient. And then what you're going to do is squish it down onto that piece of pink paper. And then I even take, and I try to squish the glue so that you don't see it. Like Not seen, but used. Okay, then this is where you're gonna have to take your scissors and fussy cut around the heart. This was the last card that I designed for this set of cards for this class. And by gosh, I needed to use these heart charms on a card somewhere. And I got to this last card and we're like, there's gonna be a heart charm on here. And that's how this happened. You could use your sticker paper, absolutely, definitely. So the thing is, I was just gonna put the heart charm on here, but it didn't stand out. So with the pink, it stood out really nicely. So perfect, that's how we do that. And then what I'm gonna do is cut myself a little baby dimensional for the top and the bottom, because I want it to go on the top of the ribbon and the bottom of the ribbon without hitting it. And then I'm gonna stick the heart right on it, like that. You guys, I may not always have the easiest, most, like the fastest way, and there's always sometimes something better to do. So when you guys comment in here and ask questions, it helps me like, aha, but sometimes that's how I end up doing things. So there we go. Number 3 is done. And we use the black matte dots, we use the heart charm, and we use some of the snail twine. So I pulled in products from other suites on this one too, and the Hippo and Friends dies. So the pink and the black is so, so pretty. So there is our card number 3. And on to number 4 of the class. Last one for the class, but we have 2 more to do after this. So this one, you guys, I made it so simple for you that you don't have to do, like, you didn't have to have stamps on this except for sentiments. So I saved my favorite one for last. And there's 2 different versions for this card. And it's because of the designer paper. A whole sheet of this had all of these different flowers on it. And there was a chunk of 3 with a little guy, or there was a single with a double. And so you either got one or the other. I had enough by doing a combination like that. So my sample here, I made one with the 3 and I made one with the 3 that way so that you can see how they go. All right. Oh, it's so pretty. So I did a little prep work ahead for myself. So I already fussy cut out and I colored my Rococo Rose flowers here. So I don't know if I have, oh yeah, I do. So stamping blends that I used are the Rococo Rose dark and the light, and so that's what I used to color in the centers. So let's see where my paper went. I can see here what I started off with is I took the dark and I did that first here, and I don't want to do a lot because if you keep coloring over, it'll make it darker and darker. So that's what I did. I did all my centers like that in the dark, and then I took my light one and I went over the entire thing and just colored over the dark and tried to get rid of any of the lines that might have been made. Hi, Tammy. Hope you're doing well. So these are the blends. They're alcohol markers, and a lot of them are available to coordinate and match with the other products in the catalog and the other colors. So this is Rococo Rose. We just talked about that it's going away. So if you need to get the blends or if you need to get any ink refills, papers to go with what you currently have, make sure to start getting that ordered earlier versus waiting till April and May it's gone. So this is how I'm just trying to fill in a little bit. So because I don't know if you guys can see where I'm coloring it over, you can definitely see that it's colored again. So what you want to do, if you don't have these blends, it's quite all right. Find a different color that kind of matches, but that's the Rococo Rose. And then the leaf and the stem, they're done in Granny Apple. So you've got Granny Apple Dark and you've got Granny Apple Light. So these are the only blends that were used on this. You have to fussy cut. So because this isn't stamped, I could give this all to you guys. And it looks like it's a stamped image. So, all right. Oh, and look at the back is the boxes like that. So that's all ready for you. And you have your Rococo Rose base here. And it's your traditional one. They were all the same for this class. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Again, it's a horizontal card. And you have 2 mats. They're exactly the same as the last card. You have basic white and basic black, 4 by 5 1/4. And so that's there, and we'll stamp the inside. This is So everybody got either this pattern or this pattern. So you guys have learned, I think, by watching me that I don't always use full sizes of mats for designer paper. I'll cut strips like this, or I'll use this, or I'll, smaller, so I get more out of a piece. Like on this card, I used a skinnier piece. This one, a little strip. So in this case, I just had to use a full sheet. But by doing that, you get less out of a 12 by 12. So some of you will have gotten the stripes, and some of you will have gotten the diagonals. And both are amazing and beautiful. So it was a luck of the draw what you got. So they're just it's so hard to choose between the two. And they were both very versatile with this card. So then you have in your kit a piece of vellum. And the vellum is 3 inches by 5 1/6. So it's going to fit right over that. And then in your kit, you will also have the label that's cut from the Hippo and Friends. We'll need to stamp that and sponge the edges. And then you have 14 inches of the snail twine. So I use that pink, the blushing bride, and the white matched perfectly with this. So what shall we do first? Let's do a little stamping. So the person that's going to get this card, I figured we're going to make it into, what did I bring out here? Thinking of you. Okay, so we're going to do thinking of you. And then just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. One of my favorite sentiment sets in the catalog it's called Happy Thoughts. And I don't want to go run and get it. So I'm just going to open up and show you guys in the catalog. If you're a new beginner or don't have a lot of stamps in your stamping arsenal yet, this is a good one for sentiments. It's called Happy Thoughts, and it's on page 28 in this catalog. And that's my favorite sentiment right there, you guys. Just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. Happy birthday, thinking of you, congratulations, thank you. And then there's 2 other sentiments that are like more versy for the inside. So you've got an innie and an outie, or an outie and an innie. So you can use them on the inside of your card or the outside of your card. So we're gonna do this one as a thinking of you with just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. And we're gonna grab the Memento ink. So here's my deal with Memento ink. It stamps fabulous and crisp on white paper, the Stampin' Up! White paper. But when you go and stamp it on colored cardstock that isn't white, you wanna make sure you have it inked up really good and that you let it sit for just a second. The longer you give the ink time to soak into the paper, the better it's gonna look. Yes, Jewel, 5 1/16 on the vellum. Yep, it's exactly the same size as the designer paper. You got that right. That was exact. So I'm going to ink this up really good, and we're going to stamp it. When you're stamping it, you don't want to go in the middle because your flowers will cover up part of it. So you want to stay in the bottom right corner here. So ink that up good, and we're going to do a Diane Bogenhagen, and we let it marinate, okay? Let your stamp soak, let the ink soak into the paper. So we're letting the stamp marinate on here. A lot of times you just go boom, boom, stamp it and it's off. But when you do that, you don't give the time that it needs to soak into the paper so good. And sometimes you need that extra little bit. So it's so funny in class, she lets it sit there like that, and then she does something else, and she comes back 2 minutes later and then takes it off. So I've learned from Diane how to do that. So thinking of you on the side, and then what we're gonna do on our inside is just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. So I'm not gonna go through that whole process so much with the white, because there's something about when you have black on the white, it shows off a lot better. So I'm just gonna go like that, boom. And for our bottom, now did you see I'm not pulling out the piercing mat for that because these stamps have the foam underneath. Now for this though, we're gonna put a little flower in the bottom corner here, and I pulled the piercing mat back out because of the photopolymer. So this little guy is gonna go in the corner, and it doesn't matter which corner, and if you don't have this exact flower, then you could definitely use a different one. But they come from, the little guy and the big guy come from the Forever and Always. And I'm gonna take a little leaf, go that way. Now these two, if you have your markers or your colors, you can definitely color this. and it would make it pop a lot. So, all right, I think that we're done with stamping for right now. So we're gonna set these off to the side, and we can go ahead and glue this into the inside. So I have a little method to my madness with gluing vellum, and I want to show you that. Vellum is tricky because you can see exactly where you put the glue when you're using vellum, and you don't want to see the glue. All right, so there's that. And one of the things I like to do, now for your kits at home, you want to make sure if I did overcut the vellum by a hair, what you would want to do is flip it over and trim it off, just in case it's a little bit long. But mine is good. So I'm going to put the black piece down first here. And then I'm going to put the designer paper down. So this, oh, the pink with the black is amazing. So hi, Julie. Hi, Melanie. So Julie made these cards. Doesn't it feel like many moons ago that you made these with me? I feel like you came to the Saturday class to make these with me. That was your double header, Julie, where you did a class in the morning and then you did a class in the afternoon. All right, so then this guy fits right on here like that. So for those that attend the class with me, all the people I listed and that do the in-person, I always email out the PDF tutorial. And after I do the live and I can add the links to it, I post the PDF tutorial on my website. So if anybody wants to purchase the PDF tutorial, it's available. So you can see that there's a label here and there's flowers here. That's where I want my adhesive for my glue, like for behind the vellum. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a line. No rhyme or reason. I'm just going to put a line right there because that's where I know my label's going to go. And I'm just going to center this top to bottom, left to right, and squish the glue down. And I'm not going to worry that there's no adhesive anywhere else right now. I'm only worried just so that it doesn't float around on me. And I like it secure. You could go ahead and put everything on your vellum and then put your vellum down, but this way I have it secure on my card base. I know it's not going to move on me. We have this little bit right here though that it's hard to see it, but there's ever so lightly a little bit of sponging around the outside. You wouldn't have to do it, but it just softens it so that it blends really nicely. So I have a sponge over here. And so I take my sponges and I cut them into either 1/6 or 1/4. And then you don't have to worry about doing this side because it's covered up, but you're gonna just frost the edges with a little bit of black ink just to give it a little softness so that it flows into the card really nicely. You can do as much or as little, like if you want to keep doing more, you can, but it's always better to go lighter and then add more if you want it darker. So I'm not going to worry about over here because that's going to be covered up and that's not, it's like, why bother? Okay, so that's good. Now this is going to be popped up. Perfect time to use the black dimensionals, and I'm not going to forget about them. So let's pull them out, and we're going to put, I think, 4 of them right there. There is no front or back to the vellum, is there? No, there isn't. It's called vellum cardstock. It's in the Stampin' Up! Catalog where the papers are, and it's thicker. So I don't know if you can hear that. It's not, back in the day, there used to be a really, really thin vellum. This is vellum cardstock, so it has some meat to it. So I've got this guy off to the side over here, and my thinking of you was a hair crooked, but that's okay. So that's good. And then this guy right here, he'll go last, but we have to remember our ribbon. That's what I almost forgot. All right, so you have 14 inches. There's so much ribbon. There's plenty of it. What I'm going to do is take and make double bunny ears. So you're tying your shoe. So you're going to make 2 bunny ears, cross them, and then bring them so that you got big bunny ears. Then we're going to kind of flop it down and see what we've got going on. So you got, that one's a little bit high, so I'm going to pull him down a little. That one's a little bit long too, so we're going to pull that one. But I, in essence, just made a bow. I see that a lot on card samples that Stampin' Up! Does. They make bows a lot, and they put them behind as a bow to make it easy. So like, then I'm going to put this where I think I want. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you have your bunny ear up there and an end, and a bunny ear down here and an end. And I feel like they're at good distances. Now, if you feel like you need it to be a little bit more, you just pull a little bit more back. And once you have it where you want it, grab your tape, your tear and tape, your double-sided tape, and you're just going to go pow right there. Don't even take the end off. You're good. Just leave it like that. You're just taping it down. Now this guy, we've got him going like that. And here's my thing. My label's popped up once, and I don't want to pop this up and, well, if I do pop this side up, I want to pop this side up double. Okay, so I'm going to make a double stacker, like a double Oreo sandwich cookie here. So we're going to do 2 on this side, so a double stacker. And then we're also going to do this little flower bud here as a double stacker because that's hanging off the edge. And then where our leaf is going to be on the label, so I'm only going to put 1 there. And then on this flower, I'm putting 1 because it's already going to be popped up. And then I'm going to do, where's this guy end up? He only needs 1. So that's how, and then we're only going to put 1 right in the middle. So that's how I gauge to do a double stack or a single stack. If I have part of my thing that I'm adding off the edge, I do a double stack to give it the same kind of height. So then we're going to just center that how we want it off to the side. Squish it good. Grab your ribbon scissors, trim your tail there, and trim your tail there. And that's how I did the ribbon behind there. I mean, it looks kind of like it's a lot harder than that, but it really isn't. It's just having enough ribbon to make those big bunny ears and have enough tail hanging out. Then the last thing, grab the black pearl or the black dots. I think I gave everybody 5 of them. So I can't remember if it was big or small or whatnot, but what you can do is put them on your card. I did a big one and a little one. And then you got 1 there, a big one over here maybe, and 1 more somewhere else. Where? We'll put it right here. No, not right there. There, I don't know. I think I tell you guys this, I have a hard time knowing where to put these guys. So we're not quite done. I said I didn't know where I was gonna have stuff for gluing of the vellum, and this vellum is all loose back here. So what I like to do is, now I'm gonna secure a little bit more glue back there. Thank you so much, Sharon, I appreciate that. So I'm gonna put a little glue behind this guy, and then I'm gonna figure out where my flower bud is, and I can see it because there's a dimensional there. And then I'm also going to sneak a little bit right behind that dot right there. And that helped to secure the, see right there too, where you put the little dot on this side, you could sneak a little glue. You don't want to have it oozing out though, because if you do, you'll see it. I promise you will. Oop, that's a lot. So you won't see it on my card, but you might see it on your card. I did it on one of mine. This one right here. And you guys, it's so hard to see it, but right there you can see it's darker on the left and the right there. It's because I put too much glue and it oozed out the side, and you definitely see it. So there we go. My favorite card is this one. I know that the pinks look like a little bit different, but in person they mesh a lot more. So yes, your vellum is curling up on the corners. So mine is too, here and here, but just know if you get a little bit of glue, like now it's secure, it's good. It gives it dimension. Like I like that the vellum is coming up on the corners. If you don't, all you have to do is just take a minuscule little amount of liquid glue and put it right on the corner, and it will hold it down. Just know that you'll have to have a blind eye that you might notice that the glue is there. But yes, wherever you put your black dots, you can definitely put a little glue. And there you can see mine, you can't even see it, never mind. It oozed out a little bit, but a little oozing is okay sometimes. So this is what we got. We have 2 more cards we're gonna do, but I wanna recap here to show you. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. Okay, those are the Love You Always card class cards. And you got lots of pink and black going on. Pink, black, and white. So pretty. So there we go. Now we're going to do 2 more. We did those actually really fast. It's only an hour and a half in, so we've got time for these 2. So we're going to do this one, and we're going to do this one. These are, I do 2 different things for bingo. I do an in-person bingo where it's just my core group of bingo. They love bingo. And so I do that for the holidays, like Easter bingo. I have Valentine's Day bingo, Halloween bingo, a winter bingo usually, 4th of July, and a summer bingo. But then what I did is I incorporated in, for those people that aren't local, I have a game night, and we play lucky. What do we play? We play lucky numbers, which is like a version of bingo. And so this was for bingo, my in-person bingo. We made these 2 cards, and this one's so awesome, you guys. It's a book card. I was so inspired after doing the swap card showcase with you guys that I had to make a book card for bingo. So Sarah Simon inspired me. She goes live on Saturday mornings at 9, and she is a phenomenal stamper as well. And she made a very similar card, and so I kind of cloned her card. And then this one is Chris Loger made this one as a swap card that I got, and so I cased it and I changed it up just slightly. So my bingo for in person is bingo. It's straight up, we get cards and we play bingo in person, but that's kind of hard to do when you're not here in person. So my bingo online works like you get 5, you pick your own 5 numbers between 1 and 25. So like, let's say you pick, I love 2. So 2, 12, 22, 20, 21, and 25. And what happens is I have a little like thing like this where I have 1 through 25. These are all little slips of papers with numbers 1 through 25. And what we do for game night is we'll play 5 games and make 4 cards, and when it comes time, I call the numbers, and whoever is the first person to get all 5 of their numbers called, they are the lucky winner. So, and we're live on Facebook, and so we interact back and forth like that. So Dar just did a book fold. Awesome. Okay, so the thing with the book fold is it's a regular size mat, so it's 11 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 5 1/2, and then it's also scored at 4 1/4 from one side. So that gives you 1 1/4 inch for your spine, you can say, for your book. So that basically folds like normal, like that, and then it folds back like this. So I first learned of this book fold because of my friend Kathy Miller. She makes book folds go up and sideways. Like when she does swaps with me, I love it when she gives me a book fold. They're so awesome. And there's not anything really crazy with it. So there's no reason why you can't go ahead and glue this in like this. So this is just a little bit of glue right on the inside. Now, you can do a book card where your ribbon comes into the inside, but the way I did this one is my ribbon wraps around this black piece here. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down. Danny, you can come visit me anytime. You and Darren are welcome to come whenever. I have a guest bedroom that's full of stamping stuff, so you would be in heaven. There's probably 1,000 cards up there that you would be like so lost in. Oh man. Okay, so that's our base. Then I've got here a piece of white, basic white. It's 4 by 4 because remember this was 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So that makes our inside here 4 by 4. And it also makes our mat here for the black 4 by 4. The designer paper comes from that black and white True Love. So this is another piece with the black polka dots with the white, then more flowers on the back side. So this one is gonna go ahead and we're gonna glue that onto here with a little bit of liquid glue. So Danny, you honestly though, you should take a road trip up here sometime during the summer. If you guys got some vacation days, head up towards like the Apostle Islands and Superior and do some of that up there. I mean, so there's so many pretty spots in Wisconsin in the summertime. If you're into camping at all, there's so much fun stuff. So that one's there. We're already planning the next trip with the friends. So you guys know I went to Green Bay this past weekend with the friends group. And so we're planning to go to the Apostle Islands up in Superior. When is it? It's the end of July, first week of August, you guys. So I will not be live on that Thursday night. I had to make a commitment to them. And so I don't know what to do. You're gonna have to tell me, would you guys rather me move the date or record a video and play it for you when I would normally be live on Thursday night? All these choices I have to figure out. Okay, so this guy is the same thing as the other one. You want to poke out, oh, you guys, nobody has this really, sorry, but if you get this die, there's a little bit of poking. I honestly ran this through maybe 2 times and it worked perfectly that you didn't have to keep running it back and forth. But you do want to get all these little bits and parts out of here. So I used thick basic white or whisper white for this. Now that foil paper on the other card that uses this die, it was a thick foil. Oh, Sandy, you're not allowed to meet. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know, it's so crazy, you guys. Everybody is so different, you know, depending on what pocket of the world you're in. It just amazes me. So Wisconsin is completely like over it, and they're done, and they're just, everybody's out doing different things. I mean, everybody's wearing masks for the most part when you go out in public, but it's amazing to think, like, I think that Ann was telling me down in Kentucky that everything is kind of strict and closed up, and here it's not really. And I think that we had a lot of like COVID cases, and not to talk about COVID, but we had a lot of cases over Thanksgiving in November and October, and it kind of like just worked its way through the system. And so I hear that a lot, that people are like, well, you guys aren't wearing masks in class and you guys are getting together. And it's like, well, yeah, I've been doing in-person classes since May 27th of last year when Wisconsin opened up. And at that time, we couldn't have groups of more than 10. And it's pretty much the same. I think you keep it to 10. And I think the other night I had 10 and it was good. Like, it was fine. And we just keep going about our daily business, and life is going on. So, okay, I was talking about this guy right here. This is that same die cut that I showed you a little bit earlier from that set, Always in My Heart. And it is with thick. I did thick white with it. And the reason I did thick white is because I wanted it to be a little sturdier. I saved this same sheet of paper. This is what we used in class that night. So I'm going to show you guys the blending brushes. So there is a new pack of 3 blending brushes in the little mini catalog, and they're so soft. I know you guys can't feel this, but they're like super soft. If you ever use makeup brushes and stamping, that's what this basically is a makeup brush. And I grabbed the Blushing Bride ink, and yes, Mary, so for my summer, last summer was a complete disaster for anybody for basically trips because of what was going on with COVID, but it was the perfect time for Tyler and I to work on the project. But it basically meant, you guys, I think if you were watching me last summer, you know, all we did was work on the project, work at work, and then I stamped a bunch with you guys for classes. And so every weekend last year during the summer was completely consumed by not fun. So I promised Tyler this summer that I would set aside 1 to 2 weekends starting Friday night and going through Sunday, where if he wanted to do something on a whim or a short notice, we could go camping, or we could go to a waterfall or a park or something like that. And so that's what I'm trying to do. So this summer should be a lot more fun for us than last summer. I mean, it was fun working on the project, I won't get you wrong, but it's fun to hang out and not do work-related stuff too. So you see what I'm doing, guys? I'm dipping my brush into the ink pad, and I'm just gently brushing on color. And it works so much better than a sponge. There's something about a sponge that just leaves lines. It's crazy. And I love how soft that the brush makes it. So Mo told her husband that we need to make a trip to Fond du Lac to see, yes! He gave me the look and said, she's everyone's card lady, you know? I'm your card lady, you guys. Of course. Yes, I'm definitely all your card lady. Yes, Sandy, you need to take time. And my mom and everybody said that. Marge said that. Mary, you guys all said that. You need to do that. And it's so hard to do it, but it's good. So I'm coloring. So look at this. When you see this against, let's do this against white. You guys can really see how pretty that it's just soft. And this blending is awesome. You can use this with any color. It's so cool. So when you're done with the blending brush, what you want to do is just, as long as you use water-based ink, which is what all of Stampin' Up's ink pads are except for the StazOn, you should be able to take this over and clean it out. Now, you don't want to let your brush dry like this, which I accidentally thought it wouldn't make a difference, but it did. and a lot of the pink settled down in the bottom. So this is gonna be my pink and red brush. You don't need a brush for every single color, but you could, yeah, you guys all share me, exactly. So you could use like this for the reds and the pinks. You could use another one for blues, but definitely when you're done with it, you'll wash it out. And then what we do here, okay, so let's get this out of the way. I'm done with this sheet. I saved that because I thought, oh, I can do this live for you guys. Okay, so then that's gonna go on here. Now in this case, I put this flat on here, and what I'm gonna do is put little bits of glue in random spots that are a little bit bigger and more forgiving, so I don't have to just use teeny bits of glue. And then this is gonna go, oh, I love the polka dots, you guys. So for the paper pumpkin last week, remember we did one card with the polka dots and one card with the stripes. Oh, the polka dots was more feminine and the stripes was more masculine. Okay, so I have 2 pieces of ribbon that we're gonna use for that. Oh, I'm missing a heart charm, but it's a good thing I had an extra heart charm. That's why there's 2 heart charms. I put it in the wrong kit. So this is a piece of basic black, and it was like I think 1 1/8 or 1 1/4 by 4 inches. And if you're wondering where those little hearts are all coming from, so for class, for bingo in person, I cut everybody's out for them. I ended up with little black hearts all over the place. And I thought, oh, these would be great for a shaker card, but black hearts aren't that good. A black heart is a bad heart, right? That's how I looked at it. So I got rid of all those little black hearts. But you guys, there's one die in here that is completely like, you're like, what would I do with that? So let me show this to you. So we used this one, but it's this one right here. And you can see I gave it a little love. It's got a little bend to it. So I just set that up right along the edge. And then I cut one side, and then you cut the other side. And it makes, you can get all those, let me show you. You get all those little hearts. It's like this awesome little heart border pattern thing. Oh, there you can see if I was missing out any. I got them. Got them all. Oh, I missed one. That guy on the end, right there. So the other thing then is this one right here. So this makes a banner. And yeah, let's set these right here. And let's see here. I thought it was around here somewhere. Oh, you know what? I have to get a piece and we're gonna have to, I have to die cut, guys. Okay, let's get this done first though. So how I did this. So you've got ribbon that needs to go on and you're tying one of these ribbons on. And so I was like, how do we do this? So I wanted to not have to worry about putting glue all over the edges where it's really, really fine. You could make a sticker out of this with the sticker sheets that we sell, but I'm gonna take about 4 inches and I'm on the back side of this. I'm gonna run the tear and tape so that it meets the whole length of the back. And then I'm gonna put a little bit more because I was a hair short on this side and it's sticking all over to me. So the tear and tape is super, super sticky. So then this is where my ribbon is going to attach to. Both of these were the same size, so I want the pink showing and not the brown. But in class, some people liked having the brown showing. So I'm gonna put that little tail like that, and then we're gonna put that one like that. Then I'm gonna grab a little bit more tear and tape, and I'm gonna just secure that over the top of the ribbon a little bit more. You guys, I don't want this falling apart when the person gets it. And I want it to be able to withstand the test of time so that if this person saves this card for a year or 5 or 10, that it doesn't fall apart. So I added a little more tear and tape to the top and the bottom, and I'm just sending this or centering it on the spine part. Okay. Press that down really good. Then you're wondering about this. So how does this heart get attached on there? There is a method to the madness, and the same applies to me, it's not brown. It's gold shimmer. You're right. Okay. You're right, Angela. This ribbon is really, it's like a goldy crumb cake. It is. It's not brown. You're right. You're right. So same thing needs to happen with this. I don't want to see the gold shimmery. So I'm going to put that facing up. But then at the same token, I got to grab my little heart charm and I got to slide that on one side like that. So now that's hanging like that. Now here's the trick. You got to get this tied just right so that that you don't see the brown, tan, gold. So as I'm putting the one loop through, I'm gonna twist it and have it come out so that the pink is facing up, like I did with that other card. So there, I just did that. And you gotta be very careful while you're tying it that the heart charm doesn't go all over wonky on you. So I'm pretty much good with it like that. But now this is where the glue dots come in. And I'm at, let's see what I got left for my glue dots. I'm nearing the end. So the first thing I did is I want to put a glue dot under the knot itself so that I'm holding it, because there's nothing really holding this ribbon down because I didn't put any glue on the top of the ribbon, like the top side of the black piece. So that's now secure. Then I'm also going to grab a glue dot, and I want my tails to be going a certain way. So I'm going to put a glue dot. So it's kind of half on the black, half on the ribbon. So I'm securing the ribbon some more. And then that is going to go like that. And that other one might be okay. It's basically going in the direction I want it to. So then, you guys, they are going to call me the glue dot queen, I think. That's what I was told, because when I put a ribbon or like a bow on a card, I will use up to 5 glue dots. Okay. So there's what we've got going on with the heart charm, just hanging on the side there. And then we have the inside. So this is where I got creative, guys. So you know when I did the class card, I had this card right here. And what happens when you cut this whole piece of foil out? You end up with a heart. And I was not about ready to throw those away. So it was my mission to figure out a card to use up some of those hearts. And so this is where I was like, oh, it'll go right in the middle there. So I didn't have to die cut any more of these hearts. They were already done for me, and they were perfect. So whenever you guys, it's like you don't want to waste anything ever, right? And you don't want it to sit on your desk for 10 years. So I was like, let's get some of those hearts used. So I've got a bunch of hearts. You guys, look at this. I know that Melanie loves scraps, so I think I got all these hearts right here, extra hearts from the insides. So I know Melanie Foy loves scraps. So if she makes it to my summer creative escape, I think she was talking about coming this summer, I'll have some scraps for her. There we go. Now, last but not least is this right here, this ribbony bannery thing. And in class, we messed up one. So I say it's rob Peter to pay Paul. And so I have to go over to the machine real quick, and I'm going to die cut. So you guys, we're going to take a 30-second commercial break. So hang tight for a second. So I've got Blushing Bride here. So I just die cut that on the machine. And this has got, when you die cut it, these lines right here, there's 4 of them, they put little notches or score lines in the what you just die cut. So before we start folding this though, we're going to stamp our sentiment. And our sentiment is going to be my Valentine. And we've got that right here. And I think that's it. Yep. And I'm going to grab the piercing mat. So I'm going to look at how I have this. So it kind of goes like, it must go like that. Okay. So there's a curve to this Be My Valentine. And you guys know with photopolymer, maybe you don't know, you can manipulate photopolymer stamps. You can adjust them and make them go different ways because they're very flexible. So when you put the stamp on here, it kind of goes with the curve, but the I and E don't go with it so much. So what I'm going to do is put it on the block, and then I'm going to take that end and I'm going to curve it up a little bit more so that it fits in that banner good. And then I'm actually going to take the B and bring that down a hair. So now it really goes with the curve of the banner. Okay, photopolymer stamps are very flexible, so you guys can manipulate them and put them on the block how you want. You just have to be careful that you don't, like when you're inking up your ink pad, you don't want to twist it left and right because it may put it back, because they do have a natural form to themselves. So then this is going to go on here. Now again, we have our Blushing Bride paper, so it's cardstock, with black ink, and I want to make sure that the black ink shows really nicely. So I gave it time to marinate. All right, now with the banner, you have your scores. So there's a score there, and there's a score mark there, and then there's one there and there. So you have two options with this now. You have an option with this die to leave it up like this so that there's height to it. You can see that? There's like a lot of height right there. And then when you mail it, it'll go flat like that. I didn't personally like that look so much. It's just really high. It's just really weird. So I took care of it by putting a little glue there and a little glue back there and holding it shut. It still looks, so that's exactly what I did on this card. I made it more like a flat banner so that it's not fluttering in the wind. So then I'll put a little glue there and a little glue there. So Mo, you were like an hour from me, I would have to guess. So you're like probably like the closest of my new to-go gals that are not local, but local. So that one's gonna go, you see, like what's awesome too is like it kind of like nestles right next to the heart there. And I didn't even use dimensionals to put this down. You guys probably think I have like a fever or something because I'm not dimensionalizing the banner. Hey, Chris. And then that's gonna go right over the banner, like, or over the heart, like so. So the heart's already popped up, so it's got a little bit of flexibility with it. So that's just gonna go right over. So I didn't put any black matte dots on here. I guess my heart charm is what I did on here for a charm or for some embellishment, but there we go. Oh, we didn't do the inside, guys. Sad face. The stamp that I lost is what I did on the inside there, but never fear, there's another stamp here. This set that I complimented with it is called Lots of Heart, and there's these hearts along the side that are super pretty and cool. And this is what's for the next card. We used a lot of these dies in class for the next card we're gonna do. Okay, so we have to grab this back and this back. So what do you do with these hearts? We're gonna put them along the side of the card. And we need to grab Blushing Bride. And the trick with this stamp is that there's one heart too many. So if you stamp it centered, you're going to be have a half a heart on and a half a heart off. And so what you want to do for this one is you want to have one heart above or one below, either way. So we're going to do it just like that. So you get, it's basically 4 inches of heart, and they fit perfectly with just the, if you take the one off the top. Okay, I think that we're going to leave it like that, and then that can get glued on the inside. How are you guys doing? You're 2.5 hours, Mo. Really? I think you're in Browntown. I could have sworn that was like right by Green Bay, and Green Bay is only an hour. So maybe you are further north than that. You would know. You would know more. I was just up in Sturgeon Bay, and I thought you were like right there, but you know what? Sturgeon Bay is 2 hours away. So a nice drive over the weekend. You betcha. You find a weekend day when I have 2 classes that are back to back, and you can do a double header. All right. There's the one bonus card for tonight, girls. Then we have one left to do, and then we're going to do some drawings, okay? Let's see here what I can get rid of for the next card. So the next one is the Scent with Lots of Heart. And let's get this back in here. And this is the next card we're going to work on. One more kick, guys. It's a 6-card night. I don't think I've ever done 6 cards in one night with you guys. Wow, that's crazy. All right, we got a lot of Blushing Bride color going on tonight. So we have another Blushing Bride card base, and we're going to pull in real red this time. So the real red base and the white are the same, 4 by 5 1/4. And guess what? I brought in this paper. You might recognize the hearts from the kangaroo card that we made. And then this is from the snail. Look at that. There's some snails hanging out right there. Okay, so what we can do is adhere our snail paper right onto the real red mat, like that. And this DSP is your 5 1/6 by 3 and 13/16. Luann loves 6-card nights. Yeah. It's like, oh, we're just on 2 hours. I've done a game night is usually about 2.5 hours. So thanks for sharing, Kate. I appreciate it. All right, so then we're gonna glue this little guy down like that. And I found a good spot like nestled between 2 rows of the squiggles. So I think like right about there is where that is. My paper is just a hair longer than what it needs to be on purpose because I don't like it too short. So I'm just gonna trim that off. And then this is ready to go onto the card base like that. And on our whites mat for the inside, we're gonna stamp a little bit. So on the lots of heart, there's just a little note and sent with lots of heart, and then the hearts that go down the side. So that's what we're gonna use on the inside here. So let's see here, we got Blushing Bride that we're gonna use for the hearts to go down the side. And remember what I just said, start on the bottom, and then there's enough to fit so you don't have overlap. Just like that. Thanks, Deb. And then we need some real red. Okay, we've done all these Valentine's Day cards and no red. And they weren't even actually all Valentine's Day cards. All those love you cards could all be other cards other than Valentine's Day. So this is just a little note and you're all heart. Okay, so we don't want your all heart. So we're gonna grab this one. So I like this, sent with lots of heart. So if I had to pick out of all 3 of these bundles, I think I would pick as my favorite one this lots of heart because of the different sentiments in it and just all of these cool heart dies are amazing. Okay, so I did the hearts first because then now I'm going to center my scent with lots of heart between the end and that. So I did that in the red. And then we need here, I have a little, oh, right here it is. So there's a little guy here. So you guys, when I send your kits to you, I always banner punch the ends. But in case you don't have a banner punch, here's the trick for doing the ends. You put a slice right down the middle, as far in as you want it, and then you go from the end, and then you go from the other end, and you basically meet in the middle. And that's how you get a little bannered end like that without having it be all weird. I know the lots of heart is awesome. Marcia, you're gonna love crafting with it. Then we've got here just a little note, and I've got that a little bit closer to the left side than the right, because I'm gonna trim the right side. So just a little note. Brandon, don't look at me not cleaning my stamps. I promise I'll do it. So then we're done with some stamping, and okay, so this is what this die is all about. This makes this heart. You gotta poke out all these little pieces, but they come out, it cuts really nicely. One pass on the machine and this just falls right out. So we've got another foil piece and this red outline. Stella was taking a break, but she's coming out right now and she's gonna earn her keep tonight. This whole thing is gonna be Stellaed. Like the whole outline like this is so pretty with a little bit of shimmer on it. The other card, I feel like, what could we have done on this one? Oh, you guys, you could definitely Stella this whole, the frilly thing. Definitely. That could get Stella. You can almost Stella anything, guys. So how this is going to work. You got different options, too, for layering. Like that could go flat. This could get popped up. And I think that's what I might do. So I'm going to just, on this one I did a little differently. I put dimensionals behind all of that. And that was a lot of work. So I am going to actually glue this flat and then put that right about here. And then the heart is going to have dimensions. Look at this, you guys. I love throwing away the end of the dimensional sheet, so I'm so close. It's so satisfactory when you get to the end, and that's why I used an extra one on there just to get a little closer, to be able to start a fresh sheet of dimensionals. Okay, so that is gonna go right in the center of this. Okay. Now, there's a little heart. It's this guy right here. And it cuts out this outline. And this would be phenomenal to make a sticker sheet out of this, and I didn't do it. So this is ultimately going to go right on the edge here like that. It just makes the foil pop a little bit. I don't know where my little heart is. Oh, interesting. Okay, so here's the trick. And I've got my Goo Gone here because I don't know if you guys know this. I've got a little tip. That's a good tip. Tuesday is the Goo Gone. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try to be very sparingly, but I'm trying to go a lot of the way around to hit it. The thing with foil is if you get glue where you don't want it on foil, so I shouldn't be holding this over the top of this, honestly, because if it falls, it will make a mess. But you do not want to get glue on foil where you don't want it. Thanks, Angela. And if it smears all over, that's where you get the Goo Gone. Okay, so then this is where you gotta be very careful. Just setting it right where it needs to go without smearing it all over. Oh my gosh, that was not so bad. But because of the foil, it still wiggles around for a little bit. Okay, because the foil is a little bit slippery. So here's the thing. If you have foil and you get it on, like you get glue where you don't want it, you take Goo Gone. It's got this little foam top thing on it, or spongy top. You dip your Q-tip in it, and then you can clean up the foil, and it takes any goo off of it. Now, you kind of want to go with the other side of the Q-tip and wipe it off, because otherwise it's going to like just hang out on that foil, and you don't want it hanging out on there. So that's what you do to clean up foil. You get your Goo Gone. Girls, if you don't have Goo Gone, I think they sell it at Walmart. So, Target, Walgreens, there. So that a Q-tip and Goo Gone. Oh, you can see me. Hi. You can clean your heart up really good, or your foil paper. Okay, so Goo Gone. But somebody asked me in class, well, is it going to smell like Goo Gone? Well, yes. If you don't want it to smell like Goo Gone, spray some perfume on it or something, and that'll help it go away. Okay. I think that I'm also missing the little heart. So let's just think here. So that's my inside for here. And what you can do is well, actually, you know what? I know that's the one for this one because it has a back on it. I messed that up. Okay, so we're gonna put this on the inside, and we might have another 10-second commercial because I'm missing the little red heart that goes there, and I can go cut that really quick so that we can complete this one. Okay, there's that one. Hi, Brianna. Okay, so this is gonna go right about here. So I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna prep that. So I'm gonna cut it something like on a slant like that, because then the heart's gonna go right about there. So nobody sees a heart, right? I don't see a heart. I see a stamp over here, but not the one I'm missing. So you guys, I'm so proud of myself. I finally brought all my colors of cardstock down, and they're literally right next to me. So I'm gonna take a piece of red, and then from this set, I'm like, where is it? Look at this, guys. There's a back. So we're gonna do another 10-second commercial. I'm gonna go cut this really quick, and then I'll be right back, and we'll put that on, and we're gonna do some drawings. Okay, 10 seconds. All right, then with this little guy, so there's, it's like there's these little X's and O's in there, and they're so cute too. Okay, so I always try to put things back there. This little heart will get stellaed as well. It's the perfect thing to stella because it's right in the center. It's a focal point on the card. And this has 2 types of adhesive. We're gonna put, I don't know if that's too big or not, but what we can do, oh, hi, Molly. What we're gonna do is put a dimensional on that side, and then what we're gonna do is glue it flat, because remember the heart is popped up, and so it goes back to one of the last cards where we're gonna pop up the end that's hanging off the edge, And you know what? I want to see once where my heart ends up here, right? Like something like that, and then down a hair. And a hair more. Something like that. Okay, and then the heart is just going to get a little bit of glue right on the back. And voila. Okay. There was a lot of hearts tonight, guys. So just a little note, and sent with lots of heart. I primarily featured this bundle of product. Amazing. So did you guys get your fill of Valentine's Day cards-ish? Valentine's Day-ish. So, oh my gosh. Okay, like, you guys, I'm like red from talking so much. I think I gotta take a drink. So are you guys ready? Did you like that? That was like a 6-card marathon, I think. I don't know if I could do 10 in a row. Oh, that would be a lot. So we're gonna do the shopping spree drawing. I have all the names there. Kay, you kind of like dominated that board. Christy got a few in there. Pam's got a couple. Chris, you made it on the board too. So we're gonna do that drawing. Linda, you're on there as well. And Sue, your name made it on once, and then your name is gonna go on the next board. So we're gonna do that drawing. Oh, you guys are giving me lots of hearts. I love it. So we're gonna do that drawing. We're also gonna do the top fan drawing. And I'm gonna tell you who won the cards from last week. So we'll do that. And then for the newsletter drawing, I think I mentioned, oh, I did mention, okay. So if you guys want, I try to write down who all the winners are in the newsletter on a monthly basis. And I always do a little post the next morning too. So Faline Mays, you won the newsletter drawing for the month of January. So you won a $10 gift certificate that you can use anytime during the month of February. Basically, if you place your online order, you just tell me that you want to use the gift certificate, and then I'll either PayPal you or send you $10. Like I think to Ruth, I just sent her $10 cash in the mail. And actually, I don't know if I mailed that yet, Ruth. It's over on the counter. I got to mail it. So Feline won the newsletter. Deborah Norman, you won the monthly creative challenge. So I have a prize from my stash for you. And what else? Oh, the class card challenge. Mo, you won that. So yay, congratulations to you lucky ladies. We talked about that Danny won sale-a-bration board number 4 last night. So she won a $25 gift certificate. And we're gonna do the top fan live right now. So I have a sheet, you guys, we'll go through this. I have 75 names. So we're gonna pick 3 names. Like that's a lot. We keep having more. So somebody asked me, well, what does it take to become a top fan? By you guys giving me hearts, liking, commenting, sharing, the more you engage on my Facebook page, the more like you become a top fan. And so I remember when I started, I had maybe 10 or 4, and then now we're at 75. So I've increased the number of prizes. So we're gonna do that drawing using random number generator in a second. And there's one thing too, Stacy Burns, I'm not sure if you're watching yet, but you asked a question on one of the posts. I saw it come through. You asked about all the different groups and pages, and like you couldn't save the Cards by Christine, my business, to your groups. So, and that's because my Cards by Christine page where we're on right now is a page. It's not a group. So there's the Cards by Christine page, which is where it's a public page anybody has access to. And then I have groups that I have for you guys. Like I have a VIP group. My Cards by Christine VIP group is where I post additional things, and Kelly does too. And then I have a stamping game night group. So groups you can save to your favorite group section, but my page you can't, I guess. So I don't want anybody to be confused about where to find me when I have stuff. So Deborah, you're very welcome. Or Deb, you're very welcome. I'm so happy that you won. Okay. Oh, and also paper pumpkin cards, you guys, from last week. So let's flip this down really quick. So, oh my gosh. So I did some drawings for these 2 cards, and lucky winner, chicken dinners. Okay, so these are the 2 cards we made live last Thursday. Thanks, Josie. The winner of this one, oh my gosh, where is it? Oh, it's right here. Dawn Kursky, you are the lucky winner of the paper pumpkin card from last week that looks like this. Oh, Sandy, you got 3 of the cards made with you tonight. That's awesome. So congratulations, Dawn. I almost think I will have your address. You were gonna, I think that I might have your address after we connect. So, and the drum roll on this one, you guys, you're not going to believe it, but the winner of this one was Danny Olson. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this was the interlocking card that we made last week. It was one of the alternatives that I made. Oh, it goes like this. It was one of the alternatives I made because I had to borrow Bonnie's paper pumpkin. And so I only could give away one from the paper pumpkin because I had one of mine left. Okay, so that slides on there. So Danny Olson, you are a lucky girl. Okay, so these, I have your address, so that's awesome. Hi, Mary Dunn. Okay, so we're going to do sale-a-bration board here. So I have 25 numbers in here. And we're going to pick for board number 5, you guys. Naughty Nancy is very happy. We're progressing to board number 10. I'm not sure if we're going to make 10 boards, but I would be... If we make it to 10 boards, you guys, I'm going to do a different kind of a drawing or giveaway for something pretty spectacular. So, okay. Yes. All right, Danny, when I saw that you won that, I was like, I bet you can give that to your husband for Valentine's Day. Okay. This is the lucky number, guys. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay. Number 21. Okay, let's flip it up. And, of course, I had a big hunch who was going to win this one. So the board is here. Number 21, Kay Warren. You are the lucky winner of board number 5. You get a $25 shopping spree with me. And so how it works is if you place an online order, you just tell me you want to use that shopping spree. It'll ship directly to your house, and I will Venmo you $25 reimbursement. That's how that works. It's like more of a rebate when you're not local. When you're local, I can take it right off your amount that you're paying. So congratulations, Kay. You dominated that board. So I was thinking you would probably have a pretty good shot at that. So, okay, so now we're going to flip it down. And you guys, top fans, what I do is on sometime on the 1st, I go through and I do a copy paste and I put it into a Word document. So I'm going to flip over here to random number generator, and we're going to put in the random, let's see here, where are you? Right there. We're going to put in 75 people. Look at that. Oh my gosh. 75. Get my pen ready over here. And we're going to circle the winners. So we're going to do 3. 1 for every 25 is what I'm going to do. So number 59 is, who is it? Brenda Little. Woo! You are a top fan winner for the month of, this was January. So we're going to hit generate again. Number 22. Oh my gosh, who is it? Leslie Michaud. Oh, you're a lucky lady. I think you were one of the winners for game night, and I needed your address. So I'm not sure if you're watching, but you got your number picked twice. Okay. Number 3, Kay Wearer. I'm not sure if I said that right, but it's Wirrer. I almost thought it was Kay Warner, but it's not. So Kay and then Wirrer. So you 3 are lucky winners. I have stuff in my stash. It's usually retired product that I have extra of. And I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to find some fun prizes for you guys, and you'll get some happy mail from me. I usually try to mail stuff within a week, so it just depends on what's going on with my life. So I try to get to it as fast as I can. So what I'll do for all of you guys is I will make a post for all the people that have won. I'm going to put a post together and I'll schedule it for tomorrow morning so that you guys have some happy post mail tomorrow at like 7 a.m. I usually schedule it for. And so I'll announce who all the winners are. And sometimes I need addresses. And if you guys don't send me addresses, I don't know where to send cards or prizes to. So it's always good to stay tuned for watching for that so you know if you won or not. So oh my gosh, yes, Danny, she was a lucky girl this week. I don't know if she should go buy a lottery ticket or what. So she also has a birthday coming up, so that's pretty exciting. Okay, wow, we made it through 6 cards, lots of prizes, and lots of announcements, you guys. And I think that I have stayed consistently at 70 people watching me this entire night. You guys are amazing. I love doing this with you guys, and it makes me feel so good that you get enjoyment out of it and just that you feel inspiration. And I just love seeing when you guys make cards and sharing them and sending them to me. So that's awesome. So Next week is the 11th. It's February 11th, and I'll have the live. I always try for 6 Central. And so we'll be making the Fun Folds cards. Remember that I'm all sold out. I could have even had 3 more at this point, and I just am moving on to the next class. And so I always remind you as much as possible to sign up early. And if you're not certain what cards are going to look like, just know that I always do my best to make them look amazing for you. And so you can always cancel a class. Like, let's say you sign up and it's like 4 or 3 days before and you don't want to do it, you can always reach out to me. And that's my cancellation policy, as long as you let me know at least 24 hours. So it's always safer to sign up for something and then maybe have to cancel it or just get the kits for a later time. So, yeah, Fun Folds next week. But in the interim, I'm going to make 2 more ice cream cards sometime by Saturday is my goal. And if I get to them tonight, I'll go live by Saturday. That's my goal. So I'll go live Saturday or Sunday to show you all 4 of the ice cream cards. And I'm going to make them so that they're so amazing that you can't live without the ice cream. So then my work here is done, right? That's what I tease people. So we're going to do some ice cream. And then my other thing on the docket is game night. We were talking about that a little bit earlier today, and it is going to be in April, and we're going to feature the Dandy Garden stamp set. And then there's 2 of them, but we're going to feature the one with the punch, and then I might pull in sentiments from the other one. And so I'm going to try to get those 4 cards done so that we can get that advertisement done, like the cover photo, so you guys can start seeing that. So that's what I'm working on next. So as soon as I can have some cards to show you, I'll be live before next Thursday. I'll just pop on sporadically. So, all right. I think we did it. You guys are amazing. So you have a good rest of your week, and then enjoy your weekend. If you're snowed in somewhere, stamp a lot or clean the house or cook. Do something that makes you feel good. And lots of sunshine and love and hugs to you guys. Happiness for the rest of the week. Love you. Bye.